All right, everyone, we are back for a part 2 of Dreamcore because we do have some other levels to check out. I'm not sure if I'll do more after this. We might just check out one more level. Let's see how it goes. But I have another topic to chat about with you today, and that is a pretty big topic. As long as I've been an artist and an art student, there's been a lot of discussion around the question of, is art school worth it? Do you need art school? Is it good or bad? What are the good and bad parts of going to art school versus being self-taught? So I want to talk about this a little bit because I think it's a really important topic to discuss, and as the economy is really making people struggle these days, and I'm sure a lot of students out there are second guessing whether they really want to go to art school or not, because it's expensive and time consuming and your time is valuable. So let's get into it. Let's start a level here and get into the game, and then we will talk about this topic. So what options do we have? Last time we did the Dead Mall. Now we have options: Playrooms, Liminal Hotel, Eternal Suburbia, and Dream Pools. Now, if you are a member of my Patreon, there is an upcoming video where I play through the game called Pools, which is similar to this in the sense that it's a liminal space, atmospheric walking simulator. However, I do feel that Pools is a stronger game than Dreamcore in the sense that it's a little bit more complex, it's a little bit more pretty, and I noticed that there, at least compared to the Dead Mall level we played the other day, I do feel like Pools has more atmosphere, like the sound effects and things like that. I was just overall pretty impressed with it. So I don't really want to play the Pools level in this game just because I've kind of already done that in Pools. So it's between these three, and I am leaning towards Playrooms, although it's a close tie with Eternal Suburbia. But I'm kind of in the mood to check this one out. This one has my curiosity going, so let's check it out. If it doesn't impress us, then maybe I'll go back and try the other one. All right, we have been dropped into the Playrooms. I'm excited. This should be cool. Looks pretty dark though. I hope we're going to be able to see. Although I do think I have a flashlight. Okay, shift to run, control to crouch. And I want to see, okay, zoom in, zoom out. I didn't use any of those things in my last playthrough, like zooming in and stuff like that. Okay, well, we are going towards the light, but I want to see, do I have a flashlight? I'm pressing F, but it's not coming up, so maybe it's just in that other level? I don't know. We're supposed to have a flashlight. Okay, so here we are, a little pastel pink room, pretty simple. By the way, if you hear like that kind of soft whooshing or buzzing sound, it's not my microphone, it is the game. There's kind of this like old camcorder, I don't know, kind of like they're trying to go for like the nostalgia of the old camera, I think. Okay, what is this? Exclamation point. Ooh, can we press this? E to press the button, I can. Oh, nothing happens. Well, that stinks. Okay, well, right or left? Let's try right. Okay, so if you were here for the last playthrough of Dreamcore, then you know it's going to be a lot of this, a lot of similar rooms, and but we should be able to find some different things if we keep exploring. It's just going to be very, very, very liminal. Oh, can I go in here? I don't think so. What are those? Interesting. Ooh, oh, okay. We came out of there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different hallways or doors, and then we've got a toys room. Can I go in the toys room? I can. Okay, this looks like a totally different area. Do we want to explore all of these doors first? Oh, I like how they put the arrow there to remind me, because I am, as you remember for the last playthrough, directionally challenged. Okay, so shall we get into our topic of the day? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna get lost. Ooh, wait. Can I zoom in? Zoom out? Okay. Yes, topic of the day is art school worth it? And let's start with yes, but. So that's going to be my perspective. Now listen, I'm an art educator. Oh, we get a little bit of music. I also went to art school. I went to a lot of art school because I also went to grad school, okay? And I've experienced and observed a lot of people having strong opinions about this topic. And what I've noticed is a lot of people who did not go to art school seem to be very anti-art school, especially if they've had success and then they're like, oh, you don't need art school because, you know, I made it and blah, 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 right? But I feel that their view is limited because they haven't gone to art school. They don't know what they've missed. And I consider myself as both having learned through art school and being self-taught. There's a combination of the two, which I really think the balance of the two is important. And if you don't balance the two, I wish we could hop over. We need a little hopping mechanic. Okay, arrow. So does that mean that's where I came from, or is that where I'm supposed to go? Because we saw the arrow before. It showed. I bet you I can go up this ladder. Can I? Just a little bit. I like this music. This is very calming. Nice background music. Okay, very dark. And again, oh, here we go. I was trying to use my flashlight, but I don't think I have one in this level. Okay, so we're back here. All right, let's go to the new. I didn't really see much there. And the music continues. That's nice. Or no, it's fading out. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, if you haven't been to art school, there is a lot of stuff that you're missing, and I'm not saying that you can't have success without going to art school. Okay, it really depends on what you're doing, what your talents are, how good you are at exploring and learning and asking questions and experimenting on your own, and your maturity level too. Ooh, okay. Dark, creepy little room. Let's get out of here. All right, we got a door there. We've got a door there. I've been going right a lot. I tend to do that. So I'm going to go against my instinct. I'm going to go left. See what happens there. Probably not a whole lot, but we'll see. Oh, a little Lego room. How cute. Or these are actually those big, giant Lego, like, there's these building block toys. When my little brother was small, he had these big chunky building block toys, and they're just like this. I mean, not quite this big, but you know what I mean. Very colorful like that. Okay, this is cool. I like this. Oh, wait, how did I crouch? Oh, I can't like go in there. Okay. So, what does art school do for you? It expands your mind. It improves your understanding and tolerance for other people with other ideas and artistic talents and styles. And, you know, for example, I don't love abstract painting. However, I know if I didn't go to art school, I probably wouldn't have learned about it because it's not super interesting to me, but it is super important. It's very important to art history. It's a very huge painting world, abstract art, right? And it's good to be educated and aware of what's going on around you so that you can function in the art world with more intelligence and information and context, right? And it's good to have an appreciation for all different types of art so that you don't become a weird snob. And think of it like traveling. Okay, there's people in this world who have a very small outlook on life and a very small world because they stay in their own small town for forever and they never interact with people who think differently from them. They never travel beyond their small town to see what's out there and what it's like and have new experiences. So their perspective is very limited, right? It's the same thing, in my opinion, in the art world. If you don't see what all is out there and learn what people before you have learned and what your peers, what the contemporary artists are learning, if you don't get an understanding of art history and what was important in the past to paint about versus what's important now to paint about, then you're missing a lot, and your artwork is probably also going to be very limited and therefore maybe not as interesting as it could be. So I see it that way. There's a really great video on YouTube on Carrie James Marshall. I'll find it and link it in the description, but it's short. Back when he had his big retrospective show at LACMA called Mastery, they did a video of him talking about all this stuff about his artwork and his show, and he was talking about the importance of learning about, let's crouch, learning about, for example, back in the old days, the European master painters painting ideal looking white, blonde, blue-eyed, nude women. And they were super into that at the time, right? That was important to their culture, and their art style was all about these beautiful women. Now, in contemporary times, that's not a super relevant thing to be painting about because our conversation around these things has changed, and now we have progressed as a society to understand that women are more than just decorative objects for men to gaze at, right? So the way we portray men and women in painting it should be more thoughtful today to reflect what we care about as a society and what we've learned and what we've evolved to, or hopefully what we have evolved to appreciate. So highly recommend checking that video out. It's super short. I think it's like 9 minutes or so. So that's one thing about art school that is super valuable. It challenges you to try new things and to get outside of the box. Yes. So there's definitely a lot of subjects in art and styles in art that I wouldn't necessarily have wanted to learn, but then once I tried it, I realized how useful it could be to integrate that into my art, or just the experience of doing it improved my control of my painting, where when I wanted to use a certain technique, oh, look at the floor. This is like those old, those mats, those children's play mats with the roads and stuff. That's cool. Oh my gosh, that green. I think that was supposed to be a tree, but it scared me. I thought it was a person. Okay. Okay, we have a lot of options here. We could go that way, that way, that way, or that way. Let's start here. My instinct is always to hug the wall, but I'm just going to see first what's in the middle. All right, I'm trying to be brave here. Going in the dark little area over here. So yeah, I think the more you can learn, the more variety that you can be exposed to and learn, and learning from different teachers who have different perspectives, different styles, different things to teach you. This is cool. Is so, so valuable. Even if you don't agree with them, it's important to have experience interacting with people that you disagree with. It's a train. It's a little train, a big train. Okay, we've got some sound effects here. This is, I kind of want to see let's see, can we walk on the track here and go up, perhaps? Let's see how that goes. I feel like the sound of the footsteps changed because the material that we're walking on is different, so that's kind of cool. Look at this. That would be cool if we could actually start the train and have it move, although it might run over me, so I don't know about that. Okay, this is cool. And now that we're up here, we could try going up the stairs. I wonder if this will be a new area. So, another thing I wanted to mention that is really valuable for going to art school is the opportunity of making connections. And I think a lot of really young students underestimate this, or they're too shy to take advantage of making friends and connections in school. They don't realize that the person they sit next to in class could one day be their employer at an art studio, or maybe they are could be a connection for the future who helps them find a really cool opportunity. I mean, community and connections is probably the number one most important thing if you want to survive in the art world or have some sort of success, not only in just navigating the art world, but in growing as a person, as an artist, and growing your art practice and improving your artistic skills. It's really, really, really important. So my advice to you, if you're in school, in art school, make as many friends as possible. And it's also good practice for the future when you're out of art school, because then it's even harder to find community in the arts, and it can be very easy to accidentally sort of fall into a hermit-like existence, which is not only not super healthy, but it's also not going to help your art career. So make as many friends and connections as you can, and be genuine about it. You know, don't expect anything from them, but just know that the more connections you have, it's just statistically the more opportunities you'll have in the future. So for example, when I was in art school, and I can't remember if I was still in art school or if I had just graduated and I was looking for a job. I got a job at a local art store at Blick, and while I was working there, I met a painter who I discovered just from talking to him, because he would come in quite often for supplies, and I could tell he was, you know, a legit professional painter. I found out he was a full-time painter. That was his main career and what he did full-time, which was like, that's like the dream to me, is to be able to do that. So I made sure that every time he came in, I talked to him, and eventually, when I heard that he was looking for an assistant, I jumped on that and I got the job. And that was a really cool learning experience of just seeing the possibility of like, oh, what it's like to have your own art studio, and what is it like, not just good stuff but bad stuff, about trying to navigate that and trying to survive doing art full time. It definitely turned out to be not the perfect dream that I thought it was going to be. Okay, I think I kind of want to stay back here because this feels like we're backtracking, because I feel like we were kind of in a more interesting section back here. Let's go back. I should have stayed with the trains. I liked the trains. See if we could find the trains again. don't expect me to remember how to get there. I'm just wandering. I'm thinking more about what I'm saying versus where I'm going. So I apologize if I keep going the same places. Can I go over here? Is this a dead end? No. Am I back to the trains? Let's see. Oh, I'm back to this. Okay. But the houses. Okay. So, another example. So, a good friend of mine that I met in college and through mutual friends at college. She was in the grad program when I was in the undergrad program. We weren't like really close friends like in college. We just had met each other, you know, and thought nothing of it. But then years later, when we were both teaching at the same school, then we were just like, oh, like, you know, I know you. And, you know, we connected more because we were helping each other with teaching, with thinking of projects and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of bonded over that stuff, and she's an artist, I'm an artist, and at the time I had a studio that was in a building that the owners decided to sell, and they very abruptly kicked us all out, and I suddenly had no studio, and I was freaking out. I didn't know what I was going to do because I live in an area in Orange County that it's not like Los Angeles or New York where they have a lot of art studios to rent. Orange County doesn't really have art studios. There's some commercial spaces, but oftentimes when you're looking to rent, everything's expensive, and also when they find out you're an artist, they don't want to rent to you because they just don't trust you to be able to afford it. So, or they don't trust you to keep the place clean or whatever. I don't know. It was difficult. I wasn't finding any possibilities, and I was worried that I wouldn't find anything affordable. I was unsure if I was going to be able to go on as an artist. And so insert my friend who I mentioned, she had a studio in Laguna, and right next to her studio was a space that was opening up. And so because she was already there, she was able to recommend me for the space, and it totally worked out. And it's one of these situations where, like, if she didn't do that, they probably would have picked someone who's been on a list to get in for years. You know, those spaces hardly ever open, so it's like just tons and tons and tons of people who want it, right? But they often will rent to people that they know or that are recommended rather than a stranger. So I'm trying to remember, I remember these stairs, so does this go back up to the trains? I feel like it does. So anyway, it's just another example of, you know, a person that I never really thought would be like a super close friend and get me a studio and all that kind of stuff. And it just worked out that way. So, you know, if I was in hermit mode and not being open to being friends with her, then I would have missed out on that opportunity. So yeah, connections. It's everything. So a lot of that can happen in school. Take advantage of it, because let me tell you, when you're done with school, it's so much harder to find community and make connections. A lot of artists are very hermit oriented where it's just hard. So anyway, and I'll give an example, kind of circling back to this idea of combining art school with being self-taught. I'll give you an example. In my art school that I went to, they lacked in education on color theory, unfortunately. They don't have a specific color theory class. They just expect teachers to throw it into other classes that they're teaching, which I have a problem with. I think it's not enough. I think that color theory is a big topic, and I've had a lot of students that have come to me and they're like, I need more help with color theory. And I teach a lot of it in my classes just because I'm aware that people need it, but they want more. They want a designated class for that, and it just doesn't exist at that school, unfortunately. Oh, and if this is kind of confusing, I teach at the same school that I went to school at for my undergrad. So I'm very familiar with that situation, and that's why I make the effort to put a lot of color theory in my... Okay, I kind of feel like, did I come through one of these doors before? But I don't remember which one. Let's see. I feel like this maybe goes back to one of the areas that we were in before, so let's check real quick. And if it does, I'll go through the other door. Oh, I don't think we were in here before. And the sound is different too, so I don't think we've been here. Okay, cool. New area. I feel like there's more variety of areas here than the Dead Mall. I feel like the Dead Mall we saw maybe like 3 distinct areas, and that was kind of it. Unless I missed something, I don't know. Okay, let's see. So, I was giving an example of color theory. So, when I graduated from undergrad and I was aware that I still didn't understand color theory, I took it upon myself to take, it was at least a year where I made it a priority to teach myself color theory. So I got some books, I looked for whatever resource I could for help, and I worked on it. All of my paintings that I was doing, the main focus was trying to improve my color harmonies and understanding of how to invent a color scheme, right? And I found a lot of help through James Gurney's book, Color and Light. That's always my #1 recommendation to any visual artist who wants to improve their skills in color theory. I think it's a great resource. So check that book out. It is on Amazon. And James Gurney is just super educated on color theory, and he has a YouTube channel as well, I think, and if I remember correctly, it also has an extensive website. Anyway, so it's just an example, like you can't expect art school to just be enough. So, and also consider when an art school ends, then you have to be self-sufficient and self-motivated to continue learning, because your learning doesn't just stop. Learning in art is a lifelong process. There's always more to learn. You are never done improving. There's no point where you're going to be like, ooh, I made it, I'm done, I figured it out. Definitely not. There's always more. So I think that's the correct attitude to have. If you can go to art school, if you have the opportunity, take advantage of it. If you don't, then do your best with educating yourself, but look for community, take art classes when you can, try to go for a variety of understanding of your approach to art, not just the one thing that you're interested in. Like, I'm an oil painter, but I learned acrylic, gouache, watercolor, graphite, charcoal. I did a variety of stuff for the experience and the knowledge, and it really helped me as well as a teacher, because the more knowledge you have, the better educator you are. And education is one of the few, we've been here before. It's one of the few things you can do as a career that pays money. when you're done with art school. I mean, the reality is a lot of artists don't make money off of their own art, or at least not for a long time. So, I think we've been here before. Yeah. So have we explored everything, I'm guessing? We've seen all the different areas of this play area. I feel like that's the case. So I liked the area that had the little bit of music. I thought that was fun. But I also like the areas that don't, just for, I don't know, it just feels like a real experience of exploring a abandoned location. I wish I could hop so I could hop back up on this. That's unfortunate that I can't go back there. Or maybe there's a different way to go back there, I don't know. Yeah, can I go? I can't jump over that. Can I get, oh, I can get down from over here, duh. So yeah, those are my thoughts on art school. And again, everyone's journey is very individual and unique. There's going to be certain people who are able to learn a lot and do a lot with their art without art school. But I just think that if you have the opportunity to go to art school, oh, I can activate it? What does that do? Cool. I don't know. But yeah, if you have the what is that? That was scary. Were they like overhead lights turning on? If you have the opportunity to go, I highly, highly recommend it. Just consider that these days there's so many people trying to get into the arts, and the competition is fierce. And you're at a disadvantage, in my opinion, if you don't have an art degree and an art education from a reputable art school. So that's my advice. I understand that there's exceptions to every rule, but in my observation of others, my own experience, I think that it's well worth it. And each art school is different too. There's definitely people out there who've had bad experiences with certain art schools that just weren't a great quality of teachers, or whatever the case may be. I've heard all sorts of things. So I know, do your research. If you haven't gone to art school yet and you're thinking of going, just do your research on the options that you have. Also be aware that there's a big difference between like private schools and state schools and ateliers. So ateliers are like fine art schools that are not your typical like college, like they're very, very hyper focused on realistic drawing and painting. So it's not going to be like it'll really teach you great techniques, but it won't give you a well-rounded education like a typical college art program. So, yeah, I think that's where I will leave it for today, because I kind of made my general points. But if there's anything on this topic that I didn't quite cover, or you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to see what you have to say and what your experience in art school was, if you've been to art school. That would be interesting to read. So I'm trying to look for see if I want to keep searching. I just feel like, oh, there's probably something that I missed, or I want to know what the generator did. Maybe it did something upstairs. I don't know. But now I'm curious. Ugh. Oh, I think I can run. Oh yeah, I should be running. What am I doing walking around? Why walk when I could run? Oops. Yeah, can I go find where those lights were on? I don't know. I feel like I'd have to research the entire map to see what lights went on or off. But anyway, guys, hope you have a good rest of your day. Let me know if you'd like more videos like this and any particular games that you would like to see me play. These types of games that are either like very simple, calm, cozy games, or walking simulator, liminal space, exploration games that have no combat or dialogue or things like that, are the easiest ones for me to use for doing this kind of video, because that way it's kind of a nice calm backdrop for me to talk over. And I'm not really good at multitasking, so if there's too much going on in the game, then I can't think about my own thoughts on the topic that I want to talk about. So these kinds of things are perfect. Let me know if you want to see another level from this game, or if there's another one that you had to suggest. I will link this game down below if you're interested. And if you are enjoying this content, please feel free to like and subscribe, comment, share, whatever you can do. Whatever interaction you have on this video helps me out a lot. I am trying to grow this channel to 500 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you'd like to help me get there, I appreciate you so much. I also have a Patreon, so if you're interested in that too, there is some free content on the Patreon. So if you want to check that out, even if you don't want to pay the $5 a month, there's plenty of free stuff on there. So I'll link that down below too if you'd like to see more from me. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.